Recently, Amazon Games and Amazon laid off a pretty significant amount of workers, over 100 workers to be exact. And while I empathize with those workers because I don't want to see anybody lose their jobs, this is actually part of a larger story, a bigger story, something hidden, something that nobody's talking about, and something that I want to talk about today. See, this tech giant has tried to bully its way into many different industries, coming in with a very profit-driven and analytical approach to whatever industry that they try to step into. But this time they tried to cheat the system and failed horribly. That's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm really going to enjoy doing it. In an article from TechCrunch, they shine some light on the recent layoffs over at Amazon, stating, Amazon announced another cluster of layoffs this week with plans to discontinue the Crown Channel, a flashy Amazon-ran Twitch channel that featured television-like programming. Amazon will also shutter its Games Growth Group, which helped creators in the gaming world market themselves. In a recent letter to staff, Amazon Games VP Christoph Hartmann characterized the decision as a move that would put more emphasis on offering free games to subscribers through Prime Gaming. Quote saying, "We've listened to our customers and we know that delivering free games every month is what they want most. So we are refining our Prime benefit to increase our focus there." The layoffs will affect just over 180 roles across those groups. In April, Amazon eliminated around 100 roles in its gaming division. In response to this, Hartmann wrote, "After our initial restructuring in April, it became clear that we need to refocus our resources even more in the areas that are growing, with the highest potential to drive our business forward." The article goes on to say that in February, Bloomberg reported that Amazon's Crown Channel on Twitch was inflating viewer numbers artificially using quote-unquote junk views. The Crown Channel attracted advertisers through expensive homepage promotions that at the time made the channel appear as popular as Twitch's top-tier streamers. Bloomberg was quoted saying, "Although Crown appears to draw in thousands of viewers each live stream, comparatively, few people follow the channel or participate in chats, suggesting they aren't engaging with the content." All right, now, if you're any normal person, this article would have rolled right off of you, but I'm not a normal person because I read it. And I realize that layoffs have become the meta of 2023, and that's really not the topic of this discussion, though it will play a part into it later. But the one thing that caught me off guard was junk views when they were talking about the Crown Channel, a channel that I have never heard of, even though I frequent Twitch all the time. But junk views sounds a lot like viewbotting. Amazon, who owns Twitch, viewbotting on their own property? Well, that doesn't sound good. Amazon viewbotting for advertiser money? That sounds even worse. So I had to look into this, and oh boy, it's worse. The article from Bloomberg is titled, "Amazon's Twitch gaming channel is exaggerating its popularity." When Amazon.com Incorporated launched the Crown Channel on its live streaming platform Twitch in 2019, the e-commerce giant was looking to flex its entertainment chops in the buzzy world of video games, an arena the company had been trying to break into for years. Resembling a traditional television network, Crown offered a range of ad-supported original programming, including Screen Invaders, a show about mobile gaming. Amazon says Crown is among Twitch's top 10 entertainment channels, luring tens of thousands of viewers, a feat typically equaled only by Twitch's top personalities, and is attracting such big-name advertisers such as chipmaker Intel and insurer Progressive. But a Bloomberg analysis of Crown's audience metrics shows the channel isn't as popular as Amazon says it is. That has potential implications for brands, which according to internal documents, may have paid anywhere from $150,000 to $500,000 plus to promote themselves on the channel. A pitch deck for advertisers from January 2022 said the Crown Channel then reached 43 million viewers and had a highly engaged audience, but most of the viewers Crown cites are what the advertising industry calls junk views, people who aren't actively watching the programming. Though Crown appears to draw in thousands of viewers each live stream, comparatively, few people follow the channel or participate in its chats, suggesting they aren't engaging with the content. Amazon sometimes pays Twitch tens of thousands of dollars to promote Crown programs on the site's homepage, where they end up in a digital carousel that viewers scroll through, typically zipping past shows until they find something they want to watch. Someone who lands on Twitch's front page and then navigates off to watch another streamer is not a highly engaged viewer, said Marcus Graham, a vice president of community development at game developer Fortis Games, who previously worked at Twitch for 10 years. He compares it to channel surfing. The front page is what I call hollow traffic. Audience inflation has been a long-standing issue for video and social media sites. In 2018, a group of advertisers successfully sued Facebook, owned by Meta Platforms Incorporated, claiming it misled advertisers for years about the average time users spent viewing online video clips, which generated significant advertising revenue. The article concludes with, in late October, when Crowd registered an average of 19,000 live viewers, only 22 of them sent messages in the channel's Twitch chat each minute, according to internal documents. That equals 6% of the messaging traffic in other channels with similar viewership, according to a Bloomberg analysis. In another sign of a disengaged audience, an average of 14,000 viewers turned in to Crown's live shows in December, but the channel lost dozens of followers per hour during most live streams, according to Twitch Tracker. By contrast, 8 other Twitch streams with similar viewership gained an average of 514 followers per hour. And now we know why it took them so long to take care of embedders, why it took them so long to try to take out people like FFXIV, or why they still are hesitant to do so, and it's because they've been doing it themselves. They've been allowing their parent company to Viewbot on their own platform, stealing thousands, if not millions of dollars from advertisers. This is something that undoubtedly will end in lawsuit at one point, because this is way over the top. 22 chatters in a 19,000 person live stream? Are you kidding me? That's not how Twitch works. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. But the thing is that that's not where this ends, because it continues to get worse from here. Because I was sitting here going, there's just no way. There has to be something wrong with these numbers. It can't just be that. And then I realized that they have a YouTube channel, a channel that was right there connected to their Twitch page. And oh, they did it on a competitor's platform too. As I dove further down this rabbit hole, I found Crown's YouTube channel, where they would advertise different shows, events, and even Amazon game trailers. An account made with only 7.5K subscribers and multiple videos featuring popular content creators, key figures in gaming, and more. However, clicking through the most popular video on the channel, posted only 3 weeks ago with over 2 million views, you see there are 82 likes and 9 comments. 10 months before that, a New World trailer with 800,000 views, 0 likes, and 0 comments. And while New World isn't as popular as it used to be, this doesn't seem right. And more videos continue to show this the longer you look through the channel. This isn't the only one that's doing this, and anybody worth any of their salt would realize that this isn't right. This isn't how YouTube works. And I can't believe they were doing this on another competitor's platform. None of this is natural. Anybody with any size of a YouTube channel, any viewer of YouTube, would know that a video with over 2 million views that has less than 100 likes and less than 10 comments doesn't make a lot of sense. It's obviously viewbotting, which means not only are they falsifying information and stealing ad dollars over on Twitch, but they were also falsifying viewership on a competitor's platform to try to promote their material as well. That's just disgusting, because what this does is this just serves to undermine the efforts that content creators put forth across all of these platforms, a platform that they own, by the way, because you're making it where advertisers don't know whether or not they really should invest in a lot of these platforms. Why should they, when even the owner of the platform itself is willing to falsify information in order to steal ad dollars, up to the tune of potentially millions of dollars, which is disgusting to me. But beyond that, something else that this shines a light on is that not only did they try to cheat the system, but they, the people that own the system, don't even know how it works. Amazon and similar companies are steeped in traditional business models and often struggle to grasp the nuanced mechanics of internet virality and social media marketing. This digital age has brought with it a new set of rules of what it means to capture public attention and remain culturally relevant. Owning platforms like Twitch may give Amazon unparalleled access to the gaming community, but this doesn't automatically translate to the ability to understand that community's pulse. The assumption that financial investment alone can generate an audience is a common pitfall, something that you even see content creators make the mistake of. Many companies overlook the importance of organic growth, community engagement, and genuine content creation that resonates with the users. This misalignment is evident when corporations attempt to manufacture popularity, erroneously believing that they can engineer virality. They inflate viewer numbers or engage in aggressive marketing tactics without actually focusing on the substance of the content itself. However, this is the essence of what makes content go viral in the first place. It's relatable, it's creative, it's authentic, and it's something that just can't be bought. It's a grassroots phenomenon that often happens unexpectedly, born out of a community's genuine response to something that they perceive as valuable or entertaining. Furthermore, companies that prioritize potential profits and data-driven strategies can often lose sight of the human element that is central to social media and content creation. They fail to recognize that at the heart of everything, at the heart of every like and share and follow, is a person that is seeking connection and entertainment, not a mere data point that is to be exploited for revenue. This disconnect can often lead to the content that just doesn't really connect with anybody. They're just trying to tick all the boxes for a marketing strategy and create something that lacks soul and lacks the ability to truly engage an audience or find a dedicated following. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time of the video that I like to call Digital Marketing 101, where I, Ian, get to teach you, the viewer, on how to be a successful content creator. And I know you're sitting there thinking to yourself, whoa, this guy, he's going to teach me? Yes, I am, but you probably won't make it. But that's okay. You have to have one of two things: either be entertaining or provide value. If you are not either one of those, don't even try. And that's one of the things that's really concerning when it comes to Amazon, because they had access to some of the biggest content creators in the space. We're talking Mr. Beast, Ninja, Myth, and more. However, they were unable to capture an audience. Why? Because they never had one to begin with, because they chose to try to game the system instead. See, something that a lot of people don't realize is that buying views or viewbotting only negatively affects you, not positively affects you. And this is something that you can see across all spaces. And not to necessarily call them out, but looking at FFXIV, a common Wikipedia page for a lot of RPGs, they have a Twitch channel where they were effectively viewbotting on their channel. They were embedding their channel off of their wiki, which then made it look like they had more viewers on Twitch. However, regardless of how many viewers it shows that you have or how many views it shows that you have, it's not a real audience. And if you're not creating engaging content, if you're not entertaining people, then people aren't going to watch that content. Even using a video like this as an example, if you are watching this video right now, you're watching it for one of two reasons. One, because you find me entertaining and that is ridiculous and I find it flattering. Or two, because you thought there was some type of value that you were going to get out of watching this video, some type of information that you wanted to learn, and that's why you're here today. And that's true for every channel that you watch or that I watch. But that's something that Amazon doesn't understand. And they just tried to throw money at it to try to just create popularity out of nothing, and it didn't work for them. And what's really concerning about that is that they don't understand how any of these systems that they own actually work, how virality works or anything like that. And I don't know if that's just ineptitude in those business positions or if it's just a fundamental misunderstanding of how this space even operates to begin with. And that's something that bodes really badly for the big content creators and even the small folks like me that just do it as a hobby. It's really disappointing to see, and I don't like what I see in the future for Amazon in this space, or Twitch for that matter, if this is the kind of idea of what they think that they can do with that platform. Now, beyond that, this is something that I see as a common theme through Amazon as they stepped into the gaming space. And I realize this is me more going into video essay rather than, like content analysis of a article, but bear with me and welcome to the channel if this is your first time. Amazon's presence in the gaming space is multifaceted, prominently featuring its ownership of Twitch, the leading live streaming platform for gamers, and its own division, Amazon Games. Amazon Games stepped into the limelight with New World. Additionally, the studio localized and published Lost Ark for Western audiences, a highly anticipated MMO ARPG from South Korea. Despite all of these significant investments and initiatives, Amazon has faced a rocky path in the gaming industry. New World launched to a lot of hype, but quickly encountered criticism over gameplay imbalances, a litany of technical issues, and a lack of endgame content, leading to a significant drop-off from its peak player numbers. Lost Ark, while still maintaining a dedicated following, has similarly seen its numbers dwindle amidst issues of server stability, rampant botting, content pacing, and pay-to-win mechanics. Compounding the challenges that they've already faced with New World and Lost Ark are also the notable cancellations they've had. Crucible, an Overwatch-like MOBA that was retracted into closed beta shortly after launch and ultimately canceled. Breakaway, a team-based multiplayer game that was discontinued after failing to achieve the desired result in alpha testing. And also the most anticipated game, Lord of the Rings, the MMO, that was also canceled due to contractual issues they had with Tencent, though I guess that game is actually technically back on the plate again. Who knows at this point. These canceled projects reflect a pattern of miscalculations and missteps. They were caused by various factors, from inadequate market research and development challenges to even contractual issues. Amazon Games' ambition to make a significant impact in the industry has been met with the reality of the complexity and nuanced nature of video game development, where success often hinges on more than just financial backing and corporate might. Now, if you're following along, you're starting to see a common thread, a common theme form across their entrance into the gaming sphere, and that's that they don't necessarily understand the audiences or really even have an audience in mind that they're trying to capture in the first place. Now, I realize that New World's in a much better place, and they've continued to work on the game, and I think it's incredible what that team has done and what they continue to do, trying to bring that game to a better place. However, when we're looking at a game like Lost Ark, now that actually shows a lot of similarities to Crown. And why I say that is because Crown had major botting issues for a very long time. And while the issues that players had with Lost Ark aren't necessarily things that Amazon Games could have really controlled, because it was like content cadence and aggressive monetization, a lot of that stuff falls on Smilegate. The botting issue is a completely different story. That is something that Amazon absolutely had control over. However, they let stay rampant for a very long time. And why? Because they thought that fake players would create popularity. And at certain points, it was up to 80% or more of the player base were not even real to begin with. Those hollow players meant nothing. And that just shows this common misunderstanding of what it is to make a game or make a game popular in the first place, that you think that you could fake it until you make it, but in this industry you can't. All of Amazon's game projects, published games, and upcoming titles have one thing in common: live service. Amazon's strategic focus for developing and publishing live service games reveals a business-centric vision that prioritizes continuous revenue streams over creative and passionate projects that are typically associated with the most successful studios in the industry. This direction may reflect an understanding of market trends and the financial allure of successful live service models, but betrays a commitment to the innovative spirit that is the lifeblood of gaming culture. As a result, many of Amazon's projects in this space have struggled to gain any traction or establish a loyal player base, with some of them being outright canceled. Historically, the most respected and successful game studios and publishers have often emerged from modest origins, driven by a desire to realize creative vision rather than primarily focusing on profitability. In a previous video of mine, I once brought up what great game was ever birthed from the question of how do we monetize it? How do we make a game for money? Many of the greatest developers of yesterday and today understood that at the core of a blockbuster title or a beloved franchise is often a novel concept, brought to life by individuals who are as much artists as they are developers. They recognize that memorable gaming experiences are born from a passion for storytelling, design, and innovation. And commercial success is often just a byproduct of a game that resonates deeply with players. In contrast, Amazon's strategy appears to be the reverse, or reverse engineered, aiming for the commercial success first, and hoping that the creativity and passion follow whatever else they're trying to do. However, without laying the foundational elements for creativity and authentic passion for game development, it's likely that Amazon's future in gaming will ultimately end in failure. Now, I realize this might sound a bit like a tangent, like I just ran off to some wild conclusion, but it's really not. It's a common theme that stretches from Crown all the way to Amazon Games, their entry into the gaming industry as a whole. They're trying to reverse engineer success, going for the success first, rather than taking the creative steps that are necessary along the way to make valuable content. And I've talked about this in the past. We, as the consumer, as the customers, want value for the money that we spend. And if you're just aiming to try to go for the immediate squeeze first, you're going to fail. Why are you going to fail? Because you're not providing us with any value to even try to entice us and bring us into the game in the first place. And the thing is that the games that they publish, we should put to the side because those aren't their games. They didn't make those. That's somebody else. They're just facilitating the release globally. That's a completely different story. But the games that they make, the content that they create, whether that was Crown or whether that was obviously New World or anything else that they tried to fail at making already as well, the theme stays the same. They're not providing enough value. They're not providing valuable experiences. They're not entertaining the audience. And because of that, they're going to continue to fail in the future. And these are things that I like to point out because it's not even just keeping them honest. It's not even, making it a point of discussion as much as it is, this is a lesson to be learned. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I say if you're not providing value, you are going to fail. I was talking about this in the Baldur's Gate 3 was a wake-up call. It's the same theme here. However, this is something that stretches a couple of different industries, both entertainment and also video games entertainment. I guess it's technically the same, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, I thought this was an interesting conversation. It was interesting to research and get into. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, I want to hear your thoughts on it. Drop a comment down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. Outside of that, I'm going to go play some video games. So stay cool, stay righteous, stay safe, my friends, and I will see you next time. Peace.